Continue!
Hi! So there's a link down below in the description. So the rest of this video is just gonna be me watching the American Gods finale another time, because it's that good. Enjoy! Oh man, that intro sequence. Okay, so apparently I can't do that because it's not fair use if I show the entire episode and just sit there drinking beer. So anyway, you should have been watching American Gods. You know, the series that was hyped beyond all measure. By beyond all measure, I mean there were a bunch of people on the internet talking about it. Like I said in the last time I discussed this briefly, despite still managed to make several minutes worth of, you know, me talking nonsense, American Gods is based on Neil Gaiman's best-selling novel in which belief shapes deities. If you don't really get what that means, basically there's several Jesuses. There's a Mexican Jesus, there's an African American Jesus, there's a white Jesus, there's even a Mormon Jesus, you know, to drive the point home. So American Gods is available online via Amazon, you know, despite the fact that the States got it through Starz. It stars Ricky Whittle, but between you and me, nobody came to see American Gods for Ricky Whittle. He plays the character Shadow Moon, who's a prisoner down on his luck, etc. You know the story. What I'd like to point out more is how this show has been deviating from its source material. We're getting to certain things earlier in the series than they actually happen in the book. We're getting more characters. We're getting them characters that are in the book appearing earlier in the series, either for the sake of narrative value or, you know, to get your money's worth for the actors. Between you and me, if you get Orlando Jones and you got him in a role in which he just can sink his teeth into, why wouldn't you make him appear in more episodes rather than the couple that are slated for the story? There's a lot different about the series. The character Vulcan didn't appear in the book at all, and he's here to introduce us earlier to the idea that the old gods can adopt new ways. Vulcan having created some kind of a gun-loving fanatic cult in a small town based around the production of firearms and ballistics. As the former god of volcanoes and metalworks, well, this isn't really that far away, especially with the big vats of molten steel that actually get quite a lot of play. We're also getting to know more about Laura Moon. I know it's not exactly flattering what we get to know, but in the books she very much so was more a plot occurrence rather than a character in her own right. She had stuff happen to her, but she had very little agency of her own accord. They seem to fix this a little bit, and I do mean a little bit, by making her an unrepentant bitch. And I mean this in the nicest way possible. She even says it in the series itself, she's not a good person. Fine, that's good. You don't always need good characters for everybody. Not everybody needs to be a role model. Some people are just bastards, scum and trash. Matt Sweeney's role gets expanded as well, whereas in the book he just shows up to give Shadow Moon a coin and be angry a little bit, and then he exits the story quite early on. Here he's actually directly the cause of certain events, and that's just great because it gives the character more weight. It's just, aside from being a stereotype. What I did like as well, I don't know if this was in the novel, but here it is very heavily implied that he's using the leprechaun bit to hitchhike on, just like Vulcan hitchhiked on the gun militia people. Here Matt Sweeney seems to be saying, oh, I'm a leprechaun, because his original position as a mad king, and if you haven't looked it up, it's an old legend about a king who went mad by the name, and I'm going to butcher this, Bulya Swoon, Matt Sweeney for short. But most of all the actors in this are great. The good and the good actors people. I can't say anything else about it. Ricky gets swept away a little bit because, like I said before in my previous video, Shadow Moon is more along for the ride rather than an active protagonist. He doesn't really, get to do anything until the last climax and then a little follow-up, and I'm not even quite sure that follow-up is going to be in the series. The series seems to have like a lot more little stories woven in between. Now, American Gods, the novel, had this as well, but it never really seemed to last all that long. Here it seems like nearly every episode has one or two, or sometimes, like in the case of the Irish Woman, an entire episode. On the whole, I really like this. The only thing I really didn't like was the flashback episode with Laura and Shadow Moon about their criminal past. It just didn't really do it for me. There was not much to get into aside from the fact that neither of them were really that great people to begin with. So yes, I'm happy Brian Fuller has come off of Animal and is doing American Gods. I'm happy Neil Gaiman is here. I'm happy there's a second season, and sometimes I'm just happy. Luckily for you, American Gods has already gotten a season 2 and it's in production right now. And you can watch all the episodes in one go on Amazon, and I'm not being paid. I wish I got paid by Amazon. Hashtag ad. Right, so I know this was a little bit fluff and light because I tried to keep it as spoiler free as possible. Have you seen American Gods? Please insult me downstairs in the comments because I'm obviously very wrong. If you haven't seen American Gods, please, while you're watching this anyway, you watch American Gods. I can't shill this hard enough. If you hate my big fat face, give us a like. If you don't hate my big fat face, maybe follow me on several social medias. I got Twitters, Facebooks, all the good stuff. I even got like a Dropbox. Is that social media? I don't know. And please don't bother to subscribe because there's going to be more videos in the next week anyway. Just keep hitting refresh until the page shows you a new thing to click on, and then you can get angry at me all over again. I'm a Dutch person on the internet, and sometimes I just like to gush about things I like. Okay? See ya.